Welcome Tech Brothers. In this video, we are going to learn how to load file from ADLS Gen2 to the Lakehouse Table by using Dataflow Gen2 in Microsoft Fabric. So this is one of the places where we are exploring in the workspaces, and under the Lakehouse, we have this Tech Brothers Lakehouse. And we are exploring this get data tab. We have taken a look how to manually upload the files and new data pipeline, and now we are going to explore the new Dataflow Gen2. So once you click on that one, and our goal is to read this file that is sitting in my ADLS Gen2 storage. So right here, if you go to my storage here and go to containers, under the containers, I have two containers here, and one is called Synapse container. In one of that is called the input folder right there, and this has multiple file. We will be reading this file, sample customers DW. Why I want to use the Dataflow Gen2 instead of pipeline? Because I want to perform some transformation, and with the pipeline mostly it is going to copy the data directly, so it's not going to let us add new column, filter the rows and all those kind of things. That's why we use Dataflow Gen2 in those cases where we need to perform some operations or transformations. I'm going to call this one df and read CSV to Lakehouse Table. So now we go ahead and create this data flow, and in this case what we are going to do, we are going to provide some information. So now our data flow interface is ready, and what we can do, we can import from Excel, import from SQL Server, import from text and CSV and all that. So these are ready to go things that are available, but in my case I'm going to go to the get data from another source, and here there are a lot of sources available, and I can see view more, and you can see tons of connectors are available from where you can read the data. In my case, what I would like to read, I would like to use a data lake and Azure Data Lake storage. So you could have actually gone here on this tab and filter from there too, so right here, if you just ignore this one, it's going to show you all the services available under the Azure. So this is also helpful. So this is where you can filter the connectors. You can look for the connectors related to files or databases or Microsoft Fabric, and then Azure. So in my case, I'm going to go simply with the data lake, as I said, that to search and then use from there. So here I will be providing my name of my storage and then .dfs.core.windows, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to copy this link and paste it there. So I have already just replaced my storage name here. So this is my storage name. If I go back here, and you can see this is my storage name, so I just copy this storage name and put it here. Now rest of that will stay as a constant, so this is not going to be changed. Now we have two views here. I'm going to go with the file system view here. We will do all this. I'm going to actually do a lot of demos on Dataflow Gen2, but this is the covering part where I'm going to cover only very basic with the get data tab. So when we will get to the this tutorial about Dataflow, we will cover a lot more options and go through each of them. Now here I'm going to go ahead and create new connection, and it is going to ask me, hey, what type of authentication you want to do. I'm going to use for a counter key, and I will go back here, and here in the security and networking, I'm going to click right here on the access keys, and then I'm going to show and copy this key. I will come back here and paste that key, and then I'm going to leave the privacy and everything as is, but you can choose according to your best needs. Hit next, and now it's going to get us all the files under that container. Now I will go back here, and now it is showing me all the files available under that container. So no problem, I'm going to go ahead and go to create, and here's the query that got me all the list of those files. And if you see right here, let me make this one a little better, and this one may be small. So now if you see right here what's happening, you have all those files, and one of the file is called the sample customer DW.CSV. So click on this binary here, and what's going to happen is going to read that file for us. So it read all the list of the files, and then we clicked on that file, and it is imported that CSV file. It promoted headers and change columns. So now you can see the customer ID, first name, last name, and other information. So what I want to do, I want to create a new column called full name. So I have first name and last name, and I'm going to add a new column. So I'm going to click right here, and then you can go to the transformations, or you can go to the add columns. So let's go to add column first, and custom column. And here I'm going to call this one full name. So and then I'm going to use first name and insert. Then I will use some expressions here. So and we'll give a space between it, and then use it this letter here, and then we'll say last name and then insert column. And now you see that this is concatenating our first name and last name, and then we have space between it, and I call this column as a full name. So now you will see right here the values. So Amir Smith is here, Shehzad Brown, and all those kind of things are here. So that's great. And now let's say if I want to, now that is another transformation I would like to use. So this email is the name of the email, and then we have domain here. So I'm going to split this one, and let me go to the transformations here, and then I'm going to go to the split. So let me find the split here. So right there, split column, and then I'm going to say by delimiter, and now I want to go to advanced because I don't have comma or anything like that. So I'm going to go to advanced here, and I'm going to say instead of comma I want to use custom here, and then say @ So split according to the so split into columns, and then I'm number of columns 2, and because I have just the email @domain, so that will work. And now you will see it is splitting my one column into 2. So you have email and then domain. So I'm going to call this one email name, and then I'm going to call the other column as a domain name. So now think about that. If I want to filter the data and according to the country, and what I can do, I can go to the country here, and then select whatever the countries I want. I want the data for only US, and I'm going to hit OK now, and it's going to filter my data, and it applied the filter transformation here. So we are all set here with all the things that we have added new. We have split our column. We also added a new column. We also have filtered the data. Now what we are going to do from here, we are going to go ahead and write this data to the table. If you see right here, it says the default destination, and it's a TechBrothers Lakehouse. So and it is showing me all the information about my workspace, sales workspace, and the Lakehouse and everything. So now let's go ahead and add a destination. Click right here, and then select the destination where you would like to write. So in this case, let's say we want to do a new destination Lakehouse. You will select the Lakehouse, and then you hit next, and it's going to get you the different lake houses you have. And you can see right here, these are my workspaces right there, and under the sales workspace I have these lake houses. So I'm going to use a TechBrothers Lakehouse, and then I will select that, and then I'm going to write the table name in which I would like to write. So if I will say Dataflow, that's my table name, and I can write to the existing table if I have one, but if I don't have it, I'm going to go ahead and create new. If you do existing, then it's going to ask you select the table, then you can append, and all those different options are available for you. So now we don't have the table, so we are going to go ahead and create new table and hit next. And then so here's it gives you a little bit more information about your source, and the source type and destination type, data types of those columns. And now you're going to hit save settings, and then once that's done, you can publish. So we will publish our data flow. So now our data flow is published, and we can see that right here. And what I can do, once it's published, you can always go to the Lakehouse right here, and then you can refresh, and as it published, it also created this table and loaded the data. So you can see that data is right here. Now if you go back to your workspace and go to the data flow, and then you have this button refresh. Now if you hit this one, it's gonna rerun your data flow. So now if you will click on this schedule refresh button, this will help you to schedule the refresh and the time that you want to do it. So you can enable it, and you can select daily, weekly, and let's say we do in daily, and then I can add a time and what time I would like to schedule. So if I want to add another time, and all that is possible. Now we can discard the changes here. Another way we can handle this one is we can go to the workspace here, and we can go to the new item, and in the new item we can create the data pipeline. In the data pipeline, what we can do, we will be calling the data flow, and then we can schedule that pipeline. Maybe we want to truncate a table, then after that we want to do something. So here in the activities, what we will do, right here you have a copy data, then let me see what else we have here in the activities. Here is the data flow. So if I will click on the data flow and then go to settings here, and under the settings I can select, so give the proper name, whatever the name you want to give, and then we can go to the settings, and here is my workspace, and in this workspace I have data flows. So df read csv, so I select that data flow, and then I can simply go ahead and go to the run and schedule. So here you have a lot more options available, but like by minute and hourly and daily and weekly, so you can set your schedule accordingly. If you want to do something else, let's say you want to add triggers, so there are triggers available. Let's say the file is placed in some places, and you have different events on which you can trigger this pipeline. So we can go in more details later in different type of data flow options and pipeline options, and as of now we understand that how to read the CSV file from our ADLS Gen2 and load into the Lakehouse tables by using the Dataflow Gen2. I thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.